Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Radha Gopi Janavallabha Radha Gopi Janavallabha Radha Jai Nanda Hai Krishna Bhavan Bhavana Hari Jai Nanda Hai Krishna Bhavan Bhavana एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज पंचार कष्टोत्तरसी श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत संत प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की और पुरुष संग। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, text number 29. Tatrapi sparsha vedibhya pravara rasavedinah evyo gandha vidu shastas Tebhyo gandha vida shreshtas Tata shabda vido varaha Tata shabda vido varaha Tatrapi sparsha vedibhya pravara rasavedinah Tebhyo gandha vida shreshta Tata shabda vido varaha. Tatrapi sparsha vedibhya pravara rasavedinah Tebhyo gandha vida shreshtas Tata shabda vido varaha.
Tatrapi sparsha vedibhya
Tatrapi sparsha vedibhya pravara rasavedinah Tebhyo gandha vida shreshta
Tata shabda vido
Tata shabda vido varaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Among the living entities who have developed the sense perception, those who have developed the sense of taste are better than those who have developed only the sense of touch. Better than them are those who have developed the sense of smell, and better still are those who have developed the sense of hearing. Purport. Although Westerners accept that Darwin first expounded the doctrine of evolution, the science of anthropology is not new. The development of evolutionary process was known long before from the Bhagavatam, which was written 5,000 years ago. There are records of statements of Kapila Muni, who was present almost in the beginning of creation. This knowledge has existed since the Vedic time And all these sequences are disclosed in Vedic literature. The theory of gradual evolution and anthropology is not new to the Vedas. It is said herein that amongst the trees there are also evolutionary processes. The different kinds of trees have touch perception. It is said that better than the trees are the fish, because fish have developed the sense of taste. Better than the fish are the bees, who have developed the sense of smell. And better than them are the serpents, because serpents have developed the sense of hearing. In the darkness of night, the snake can find its eatable simply by hearing frogs' very pleasant cry. The snakes understand there is a frog, and he captures the frog, and simply because of its sound vibration. This example is something given for a person who vibrates sound simply for death. One may have very nice tongue that can vibrate sounds like that, like the frog, but that kind of vibration is simply calling death. The best use of tongue and the sound vibration is to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That will protect one from the hands of cruel death. Om Ajnanathimirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangam Langayate Girim Yad Kripatamaham Vande Sri Gurun Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, welcome everybody for today's Bhagavatam discussion, Srimad Bhagavatam. So here in this verse, Prabhupada is highlighting the aspect of the theory of evolution, which the so-called modern education was very proud of. Okay, basically it's a theory, and most of the people consider that it's a fact. The theory means something which is not proven yet. So theory means somebody actually thought something. It was like it is their thoughts. Okay, it's their thought. It might be like that. That is a theory. As long as something is theoretical, it doesn't give any substantial output. So that's why they say, right, when you hear, it's only theoretical, but when you implement it, that is practical. So that is jnana and vijnana. Jnana means learning knowledge, learning by just theoretically, and vijnana means applying that knowledge in our day-to-day life. So, but even though this is a theory, it's a theory of evolution, because Darwin himself says it is my guesswork. But still, the so-called atheistic personalities, they actually wanted to deny the existence of God. So if you deny the existence of God, then there should be some foundation or some fact on which you should stand to explain the process of, like to explain the material existence, to explain the process of birth, death, the life. So that's why they said, look, material nature itself has the ability to evolve. As long as any organism living in certain conditions, the living entity will evolve, and that's called theory of evolution. So they said that initially it all started with microorganisms, and microorganisms to then like some insects to some aquatic animals, aquatics to some like amphibians, and finally it comes to four-legged animals, and then two-legged animals, that, and finally to the human beings. And they said, since monkey resembles close to us, they said that man came from monkey. So that is such unreliable and baseless evolution. Okay, so but actually that is the scientific process of evolution. But what our Vedic systems, what our Vedas say is, we actually were we actually were like pure in consciousness. Actually, Vedas say the theory of devolution means we are actually the highest of the being. Like we actually one in quality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but due to our association with the matter, due to our association with the material senses and material nature, our consciousness keep on degrading. It said initially when we are in the spiritual world, we are on the equal in quality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when we came into this material existence, first of all, we were given the post of Brahmaji. And then from Brahmaji, again, when you are not able to perfect your life in the life of Brahmaji, and then you still wanted to enjoy independent of Lord, then you will be again demoted to some tapoloka or any other loka. And finally, you will come to in heavenly planets, Indra loka. And then like that, it goes on devolution. So that is a theory of spiritual devolution. So, but is it like the person who is going degraded down and down? Is it eternally is going to be like there? No, but what is the purpose of this aspect is the amount of devolution or amount of degradation of the living entity depends on how much that living entity has the tendency to enjoy independent of the Lord. So the more he want to enjoy independent of the Lord, and the more he wanted to be the creator, maintainer, and destroyer, and he want to imitate the Lord, he want to be the controller, then the more he will get devoluted. Means the more he will get degraded into lower and lower species of life. But due to causeless mercy, due to causeless mercy or due to some ajnat sukruti, if that person, even if once hears the holy name of the Lord, or even something spiritual aspect, some kind of devotional service comes into his life, then that is the starting point of the spiritual life. And he will evaluate from the animalistic stage, he will come to the Shuddha Sattva. Not in one lifetime. He will progress in many life. It may take few lifetimes, or even it may happen in one lifetime also, based on the intensity of the purity of the person or the object of spiritual, uh, object of spiritual, uh, object of spiritual knowledge, or object of spirituality that he comes into contact with. So, that's why, there was a nice conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur. So, first of all, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Haridas Thakur was chanting the Holy Name very sincerely, daily for 192 rounds he chants, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much pleased with him. So, one time what happens is Haridas Thakur, there are so many atheistic people. How will they get mercy? How will they get liberated? Then Haridas Thakur explains about the glories of holy name, how just by accidentally hearing the holy name of Krishna, their spiritual life started. They may not be able to attain perfection in this one lifetime, but in many lifetimes, whatever spiritual credits they have acquired, that will actually burn away all the sinful reaction. Just like if the mountain of cotton, even if you have mountain of cotton, one spark of fire is enough. So in the same way, the sinful reactions might be out of many thousands and millions of life, that can be like mountain of cotton, but one spark of holy name is enough to burn away all the sinful reaction, and put that living entity on its way back to body. And Mahaprabhu also talks about how can some these Muslims who actually believe that Islam is all in all, and who actually wanted to convert everybody into Islam by the power of sword, how can they get liberated? And for that, Haridas Thakur gives the example of one Mohammedan who actually was passing through the forest, and he had to respond to nature's call. So he was sitting in a bush, and then he was responding to nature's call. Suddenly, one giant boar sees him. And the boar sees that, and boar actually feels threatened, and the boar actually started was start of attacking that Muslim person. And boar was coming very fast, not to rip him off. And in Islam, the word haram means very abominable. And this person, he said, "Hey, haram, kya ho raha hai?" So, what's happening here? Like that, he just started chanting this haram. And finally, he actually passed away. It's like he fell from the cliff and passed away. So, because the words that he taken at the time of, at the end of his life, with such an intensity, is closely resembling to the name of the Lord in the form of Lord Ram. Ram became very much attentive to him, to his call. And he said, "Oh, somebody called me." So, and he gave him the liberation. He went back to Vaikuntha. So, and Haridas Thakur says that even if some person, anybody there is a words in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Anybody chant the holy name of Lord in any manner, Asyam, Heranam, or by criticizing, or by mocking, or even or chanting Shuddhanam, or purely dedicated to chanting. In any process, whatever the process one may take up, if one chants or at least hears once, then they are eligible for liberation. Because there was nice conversation between Haridas Thakur and also when Haridas Thakur went to see Raghunath Das Goswami, when Raghunath Das Goswami was a young child, then Haridas Thakur goes to his village, and there the debate was going on. What was the debate is all about? The debate was, Mukti is highest, and he is by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can attain Mukti or not. And everybody saying, yeah, if you chant holy name of God throughout your life, and with full attention, with doing good tapasya, following brahmacharya, all those things they are adding up along with chanting of holy name. But some people are saying, oh, mukti is very high. You have to be free from all contaminations. because chanting of holy name might be something materialistic. How can we associate mukti with these names? Some such kind of discussion was going on. When Haridas Thakur entered into the assembly, everybody stood out of respect and offered him respect because they all know that the exalted nature, exalted position of Haridas Thakur. So they all paid obeisances, and then they all paid respects. And after that, Haridas Thakur, they inquired from they started inquiring from Haridas Thakur. Dear Haridas Thakur, is holy name by is somebody can somebody attain liberation by chanting the holy name of Lord? Then when Haridas Thakur heard that, Haridas Thakur said, "What to speak of chanting holy name with pure consciousness? Just by Nama Bas means Nama. What is Nama Bas? Somebody he is not taking Shuddhanam. Shuddhanam means free from all material contaminations, and ahetukya pratyata means just by without no ulterior motivation, without any materialistic motivation, and apratyata means continuously chanting the holy name of the Lord. So that is a very exalted state of taking or chanting the holy name of Lord. What to speak of that position? Even somebody chanting the holy name of the Lord in Namabhasa stage. Namabhasa stage means it's not Shuddhana, but slightly just chanting the name very mechanically or very artificially. It doesn't actually like Abhasa. Abhasa means not purely not completely lightened, and not also not completely dark. It's like very dim kind of lighting. So in that stage, when the holy name of the Lord is chanted in Abhasa stage also, the holy name of the Lord is so powerful that it is able to give the liberation. Just like a sun, even before sun rises, sun will dispel all the darkness, and that is called Abhasa. Means you don't see the sun, but you see the sunlight in the eastern side of the eastern direction. So, and that Abhasa is enough to drive away all the thieves and animals and all the mosquitoes, because all these tamogonic tamogona related entities like insects, snakes, and thieves, all those entities cannot tolerate the presence of sun, so they immediately retreat. In the same way, even when a person chants the holy name of the Lord in the Abhasa stage, by like either directly or indirectly, or with absent-minded, just chanting the holy name of the Lord, that kind of chanting itself is enough for one to attain the liberation. When Haridas Thakur said that, then one Brahmana was there in that assembly. His name is Gopal Chakravarti. He was throughout his life, he considered that the liberation is the highest position, highest possible achievement in this entire creation. So, and he has very high regard for the liberation. When Haridas Thakur said that, this person became so offended. He said, he criticized Haridas Thakur. You see, now we are in such a desperate situation. How the Kali Yuga is progressing? We have to hear from the Muhammadian, like the Muslim, like because Haridas Thakur was raised in a Muslim family. So, and he says, like even holy name of Lord, we even chanted very purely, doesn't have the ability to give us liberation, but you are saying Nama Bas itself is enough for liberation. If what I'm saying is true, your nose will fall down. Means like that is a kind of curse he gave to Haridas Thakur. But everybody in the assembly was very much shocked with his behavior. He said everybody wants him. Don't actually do this. Haridas Thakur is very exalted personality. You should treat him with respect. They want him. But still this person was very adamant, and he doesn't even beg forgiveness, or he doesn't change his attitude. So Haridas Thakur doesn't care it much. But the parents, the fathers of Raghunath Das Goswami, Govardhan Majumdar, their name is something like that. So, can you turn up the incense? Incense. So they felt, they said, actually this Gopal Chakravarti was working with Hiranya Majumdar and Govardhan Majumdar. And they said, you offended Haridas Thakur, now we don't have any job for you. They fired him out of his job. They used to pay thousands of rupees at that in those days, every month for him. So he lost his job. And within couple of days, he contracted very severe leprosy. And his nose melted down and fell off. So especially in the spiritual circles, when we are dealing with the Vaishnavas, what we intend for other Vaishnavas, that will come upon us. If you think that, oh, this person has to fail in his attempts, then that will apply to us. Now that's why that is seen many times, like many times. Like for example, Hiranyakashipu, like devotees will get all auspiciousness every time. Whatever the Hiranyakashipu asked, the benediction from Brahmaji, automatically Prahlad got all the benedictions and more. That's why Prahlad, nothing was able to kill Prahlad, because he already got all the benedictions which Hiranyakashipu requested, and he got more than that. And also Lord is personally present with him. So in the same way, like if we in especially in spiritual circle, if we think ill about anything, if we think ill about any devotee, even a neophyte devotee, or this person has to happen like this, like if any kind of negative thing that we think about, Lord will first make us to suffer that. So that's why we should always think, we should always pray for benefit of others, for the advancement of others. If we pray for the advancement of ours, Lord will consider our case. So that's why, like, we may not be able, our prayers may not answer when we pray for ourselves. But when we pray for others, Lord will look at us. Oh, this person is not praying for himself; he is praying for others. That's why, when we are in the association of devotees, we always have to pray for each other, how to assist each other in our spiritual, for our spiritual progress. So, and also, like, with respect to dealing with the Vaishnavas, like anybody who is actually just started chanting the holy name of the Lord, somebody might be very beginning stage. So even that person has the ability to impact our spiritual life. We should not treat, we should not because when some villagers asked who is a Vaishnava, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave three definitions. First Vaishnava is somebody who even chants holy name of the Lord at least once, he is a Vaishnava. And second time he mentions about Madhyamadhikari, who actually take proper association, avoids non-devotees. He is a pure, is a Vaishnava. And when they asked third time, he said about pure devotee, whose presence itself inspires us to chant the holy name. So there are different kinds of Vaishnavas, and a Vaishnava on any level will have the ability to impact our spiritual life. If we neglect a Vaishnava, if we think that, oh, he doesn't know, he's not a scholarly person, he's not an educated person, he's illiterate, he's an old man, he doesn't look good, she's a Mataji, he's a Prabhuji. So that kind of distinctions, any kind of bodily identification with a Vaishnava, and if we disrespect that Vaishnava, it will impact us very severely on our future life. That's when it comes to Krishna and his devotees, how he reciprocates is Yadbhavam Tadbhavati. If you see a Vaishnava as a Kalpataru, Vancha Kalpataru Vyasya, if we see that a Vaishnava can award anything, whatever I require to advance in my spiritual life, that Vaishnava, anyway, not only one Vaishnava, any Vaishnava can become a Kalpataru for us. Any Vaishnava of any level, okay? But if we think that, oh, Vaishnava, this person has so many defects, he's not very qualified, he doesn't know any shlokas, he doesn't know Bhagavad Gita, he only chants 1 or 2 rounds, he's nothing, he's not very significant, then that person will remain, for us, his glories will never be disclosed. Krishna will just cover it up. He will not be able to see the greatness, even though he has so many great qualities, he will not be able to see that person. He will only see the faults in that person. That Maya will take care of that. Maya will show only faults in that person. So due to that, what happening? We will lose the access to that. We lose access to Krishna through that person. But Krishna being merciful, whatever you are giving regard, for example, Madhyamadikari, he only sees Krishna in the form of deity. He doesn't see Krishna in the form of devotees. He doesn't see Krishna in the form of his paraphernalia. So then Krishna will remain as it is, out of his causeless mercy. He doesn't punish, but he doesn't give his access through all those paraphernalia, including the devotees. So it all depends on how is our consciousness, how seriously we are taking, how seriously, how sincerely we want Krishna in our life. That way, like even from the, then if you see, like in the previous verses we saw, right, every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, because every soul is a part and parcel of Krishna. When we have that kind of vision, then we'll be able to advance. But of course, Prabhupada also right, one should have the discriminative power, how to make use of it, how to respect each person. For example, a tiger also is a part and parcel of Krishna, but we don't go and embrace a tiger. Respecting a tiger means maintaining a safe distance from a tiger. So that is it. So that kind of vision when we have, then we'll make use of every aspect of our life. So otherwise, Prabhupada is right. Prabhupada is saying in the purport, right? Everything will be like useless. The verse is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma svanastita pumsa viswakshena katasriya notpadayati dhriyatim sramayevahi kevalam. So what does that mean is, whatever you are doing, svanastita means at being in your ashrama, being in your varna, in your ashrama, being in whatever position you are in. If your endeavors are not increasing your attachment towards Krishna, or it is not bringing you to Krishna, it is Shramaya Vahi Kevalam. What is Shrama will do? Shrama will Ayur Harati Vaibhumsam Udayanastan Chanaso. Means with the passing of day and night, our life will be reduced. That Prabhupada writes in this verse, right? When we are not taking this, when we are not talking about Krishna, when you're not chanting the holy name of Krishna, whatever any other topic we may do, it is like frog croaking of a frog. When a frog croaks, what will happen? It will attract the attention of snake. So here Prabhupada writes, snake will hear the frogs croaking. But now modern scientists have said snake doesn't have ear. Snake only senses. So much. Getting suffocating. So snake only senses the vibration. So, but no, see, whatever the knowledge that is given in the scriptures is to help us to get out of this mental existence. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. When Krishna is explaining what is knowledge, and Krishna said, one who is able to, he explained list of aspects of what is actually real knowledge is. And finally he says, somebody who is able to see Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi as the real problems of life, only that person is in knowledge. Rest of all is in ignorance. So, when we give this, when Prabhupada give this example of snake croaking, frog croaking and attracting the snake. Prabhu is saying, giving that analogy that if you do anything other than Krishna consciousness, it will attract death. But if you do the same thing with Krishna consciousness, it will attract Krishna, and we may go back to Godhead. So that is the essence. We must use every aspect of our life with intelligence, being always conscious that there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, dangers at every step. And we utilize every aspect. Like Krishna consciousness is such a beautiful process that you don't have to endure extra. Just be natural. Be natural and be sincere in whatever you are doing, and have the right attitude and the right consciousness, and work, do the same thing for Krishna, and that the same thing uh, will become the stepping stone for us to attain the perfection of human life, of going back to Godhead or attaining self-realization. If you don't do the same thing, like eating, maintaining family, doing job, or any position, or any social or materialistic positions, or social or materialistic identities, if that is done for the sake of anything other than in Krishna consciousness, it will attract death. It will bring us back into this life in this cycle of birth and death, and we'll keep on repeating birth after birth after birth. So that kind of intelligence that we have, it's a wonderful process. We don't have to endure anything extra. We just have to be natural and be conscious of Krishna, and it will attract Krishna and free us from all the sufferings. Okay, we'll end it here. If anybody have any questions or comments, you can try. Navavas means inattentive chanting, some kind of inattentive chanting, or even even the taking the holy name of the Lord very indirectly. For example, in the case of Ajamil, he was calling his son, and in the case of this Muslim, he was saying haram means abominable, but just he matched the uh, holy name, somehow Ram is there in haram, he got liberation, he got perfection of human life. Now, so Bimba. But I read that Arya Sahu says now our stage can achieve liberation, not to speak of. And he gives the example of this Muslim also. Like he is not intentionally chanting, no, I want to chant the holy name of Krishna. He is doing something else. But you are saying that Namavas means only the consciously is trying to avoid the 10 offenses, clearing state. But this person is not at all intending to, for example, in the case of Ajami also, he doesn't want to call Krishna, he doesn't want to call Vishnu, Narayan. So it will have the same effect.
Shadow means the original subject is there. The original is a shadow.
Yeah.
Close. And the reflection is even further. The appears and result is one. Ajamil thing is what is that
Yeah, that story is like not like Ajamil and this kind of Muslim stories that we should actually uh, use them to know the greatness of the holy name of Krishna, but not for no, for a not for a sadhaka. Like even if you see the Ajamil pastime also, then they didn't take him to back to Godhead. They actually left him here only until he achieved the perfection. And also like saying something. Okay. And this in that Namabhasa, regarding that Namabhasa, like Haridas Thakur says, even if one chants the holy name of Krishna, I mean, yeah, he'll get liberation, but up to liberation. Yeah, like yeah, I just remembered. He says he gave the example of Namavas is able to give up to liberation. Then what to speak of a sadhaka who is consciously uh, intending or consciously trying to please Krishna by chanting the holy name of Krishna with dedication. What kind of position he might get? Like that he said. So So as long as we are conscious and we are sincere in our chanting, that will give immense benefit. Anything else for you? Yes, sir.
I love what you said about any Vaishnava can become a Kalpavriksha, anyway, the division between the and there's a very sweet Vaishnava kind of attitude of looking to everyone else's qualifications, no matter how small his qualification, and the usual. But when looking at one's own qualifications, right, once we're saying not qualified, right? And none of us are really qualified. Tell you go who's qualified in this age, right? So you need mercy. But I was wondering if you could speak to anything about maybe how we as devotees, without kind of inflating ourselves, can become confident in our ability to serve Guru and Gauranga from where we are. How are we to properly address our own qualifications as Vaishnavas, not just how far we have to go, right? But what we have, what we've been gifted. Right? And does that make sense?
So you mean to say how to be confident at the same time maintaining Vaishnava etiquette, right? So like it is said that even the material circle also it is said that there is a thin line that's like I can do, that is confidence. Only I can do it is overconfidence. So when we are confident about Krishna, when you're confident about devotees, so automatically, when you see the greatness in all the devotees, automatically Krishna will elevate us. Krishna will give us the intelligence to act in such a way that we don't seem like kind of without confidence or without but we'll be like as soon as you are with genuine Vaishnavas, you will automatically feel confident because when we lose the confidence, because when we lose the confidence, then people are pointing out our faults, people are showing that we are low, now people are saying that you are inferior, that kind of thing. But when you take genuine Vaishnava association, everybody is a sincere Vaishnava, nobody will never find any faults with us. Always sincerely try to help us. So when you have that kind of association, automatically we become confident. When we become confident, then we will be the shelter for somebody who is actually seeking. So just as like pray to Krishna, and by Krishna's sanction, we get the right association. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Online, anybody have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, it was a very nice class. Lot of nice, small points that you made, focusing on our sadhana, making sure that our spiritual life depends on others, praying for each other. Krishna listens to the prayers, understanding how understanding how that any devotee, any person, whether a neophyte or an advanced devotee, he has the capacity to bring us closer to Krishna. That point was very, very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody have more questions or comments? Okay, Trinity of Tantra Srimad Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.